Hello there, what's crack? I like it. I'm Scotty. You're not. And, a little late on this. You're not gonna tell because it'll still be, you know, the day it's supposed to come out on. But trying to watch these in succession, right? I gotta watch this on my Xbox because Paramount Plus doesn't go past season 2 of Kid and Kel. So, I I wanted to play video games. I wanted to play the 2K25 while I was watching this. So I go to my Xbox One and I'm trying to get it because that thing has to update all the time. So I'm waiting for it to update and it's stuck. It gets stuck. I'm waiting for it to get done as I'm uploading Best Player. And it gets stuck. It's not moving after a certain point. I'm like, ah. So I watched it on my Xbox Series S. So, yeah, so that's where it took a little while for me to. We are talking about the Kenan and Kel special. Here goes to Hollywood, airing as part of season 4 in 1999. Yes. Now, I always thought this was a response to the TGI shows going to Disney World all the time. No. TGIF was sending their shows to Disney World. Boy Meets World, Full House, Step by Step, all went to Disney World. Although that was way before this. This is '99. All those shows were done with by this point, except for Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World went there in season 3. I think it was season 5 or 6 that Full House went, and I know it was season 5 that Step by Step went. I think they were all around the same time. So, yeah, this was a response to that, I think. A little bit late, but sending Kenan and Kel to Universal Studios Florida in Hollywood. We're going to Hollywood. But to get there, it's so convoluted. If you take out the Orange Soda Fest plotline and the plotline of Chris and the video game addiction that doesn't have a conclusion, by the way, this could have just been a half-hour show. All you needed was maybe just Kenan is trying to get to the Orange, trying to get the free trip by himself, not the whole family, right? Because here's the whole family, but what they it was just Kenan. Kel gets the answer right, which it's not right, but and then they go to the wrong door. And then they get on the wrong plane. That's all you need. That's all you need to do. You have to introduce the video game plot line. You don't even have to go to Rigby's, to be honest. And then there's this montage in the first part, the first half of the special that takes pretty much half of the episode, not half, but most of the rest of the runtime before they decide they're going to go to the Julie Brown show. And then the second half could just be, forget about the Orange Soda stuff, forget about Chris, and you could switch it into a half hour. This is extended for no reason. The Orange Soda Fest thing, you could use it as a way to get there, but or maybe they just win a trip to Hollywood and forget about the Orange Soda Fest, right? Could work too, because you really don't need the Orange Soda Fest. It was just a win a trip to Hollywood, and Kel gets the answer right. But, yeah. So we start off what we always do, with Kenan and Kel introducing the show. And there's 2 Kels because it's a 2-parter. It's not the first 2-parter they did. They had the Bye Bye Kenan episode where his dad wants to be a forest ranger in Pumice, Montana. Yeah. And so that's a 2-parter. I'll bring it up a little bit later too because this is kind of confusing. But yeah. So the Rockmores are watching after Kenan gets rid of the other Kel, and the real Kel comes with him. Or they both yell, "Ah, here it goes!" We cut to the Rockmore house, and they're listening to some horrible circus music. Kel comes in and even tells them it's horrible, but they're trying to read. They're trying to win a contest to a trip to wherever you want, right? And you have to listen for, is it the barking seal or something? I don't know. But the question is, who invented string cheese? Kel answers, Francis P. Nottingham, which they say is the right answer, but it's not. His name is Frank something. It's not Francis. I even looked it up. He's not. His real name isn't Francis P. Nottingham, and he went by Frank something. No, it's just Frank something. I don't know where they got Francis. It's like they didn't know who did it, and 1999, they probably couldn't look it up, so they made up a name. And they get it right, despite being wrong, but they get it right. And Kel, who was just talking about the Orange Soda Fest in Amsterdam, Europe, because I assumed they didn't want to promote Amsterdam on a children's show, so Amsterdam, Europe it is. And that's where they're going. I do remember back when I first watched this in '99, where I was like, oh, they're going to win, they're going to go to Hollywood. And instead I'm like, what? Because they're doing the Drake and Josh thing. There's something Drake and Josh would do later, and they get on the wrong plane. How this happens, this is so screwy. It's just done so they can miss the flight. We'll get there. So after winning, Keenan is at Rigby's playing this new video game and gets a very, very big high score that we never see. Chris gets jealous and starts trying to win but can't. And that's his plot for the special. Again, I'm not going to keep going back. They keep cutting back to him gradually, because when they get on the wrong plane, they try to call the hotel room where they're at, which goes directly to the hotel room for some reason. And which we'll get to the hotel room in a minute. And they're not there in time. The phone rings twice, then they walk in and it stops ringing. I'm like, that's not how phone works, man. Phones work, man. Ring twice and then stop? That's convenient. No, so Keenan calls Chris just in case the parents having to call Chris to find out. So they tell him, hey, we got on the wrong plane. We went to Hollywood. And then Cheryl calls. And because she says it weird, this is Cheryl. The subtitles on Xbox say Cheryl. Shirl, which is not her name. It's Cheryl, Sheryl. I don't know, but she says it weird, so. And he gets all angry. And then later, in the second half, we cut back to him, and there's customers waiting to get checked out, and he's just keeps playing and yells at one of the customers to leave. I'm like, if I was one of those customers and I see but you just take it. He's not going to notice till later. I know it's illegal, but I'm just saying. You need something that bad, and he's like that. Even after they yell at the guy, be like, okay, I'm just going to take what I have and go. You could even leave money on the counter. Say, hey, I paid for it. So I'm just going to leave a 20 on the counter. Don't worry about the change. I'm going to go. I just need toilet paper anyway. You know. That sort of thing. I guess. But, yeah, that's really his plot line. Because they try calling him again later. From David Alan Grier's dressing room. We'll get to that. Because this has guest stars. Only one of which could be really recognizable by the kids or the teens at the time. And that's Britney Spears. Maybe they recognize Bill Bellamy from his appearance on Kenan and Kel. But David Alan Grier, I guess if you watch Jumanji. Poor car. Anyway, so they get to the airport, right? They get to the airport and they're late because Kel took an hour to get ready because he couldn't figure out what cereal to have. How much cereal do you have in your house? You know, so they're running late and they walk through the metal detector and it only goes off when Kel walks through. Bullshit. Okay, because first of all, and I noticed when they get on the plane, Roger has glasses, a watch, which, mind you, is what sets off the metal detector when Kel goes through, and a belt with a belt buckle. And I noticed the belt when he walked through, and I'm like, oh, wait, he's got glasses on. But he's got a watch too. What the hell? And I'm pretty sure that Keenan has a belt. I'm pretty sure that something like the button on your pants alone would set it off, right? But no, it only goes off when he goes through. And the joke is not just, oh, his watch set it off and he thinks she's trying to rob him. No, he goes back through, which it would beep either way you went through it, but it only beeps when he goes through it forward and not going back through it. That's not how metal detectors work. You have metal on you, it'll go off either way you're going through. But nah, he's got like a piece of metal in his pocket. He's got a spring or a slinky or whatever. He's got a bunch of stuff. Keenan's like, just go ahead and plane. We'll meet you there. And she's like, just take all the metal off. And I like how it cuts them on the plane. It's like, well, I hope they don't miss the plane. And Roger goes, oh, Keenan doesn't miss the plane. But like, if Kel missed the plane, then what would be the point of going to there at all? And I still have an issue with that, but we'll get to that. And we cut back, and this is the first joke of the same kind. Because Ken goes, man, you didn't have to get all naked. Because, well, it didn't go off, did it? And then they run to where the gate is. Kel points at a random door. It's that one! And Keenan's like, okay, and they go through it. I'm just like, wait, you're not going to question that? He doesn't know why would you trust whatever. They get on the plane. They both realize Keenan's afraid of heights, and Kel's afraid of flying, so they're freaking out. And then they realize they're going to Hollywood. Which I always thought was the end of the first half, but it's not. Nope. So like I said, they get there, they find out that their flight is until 11 p.m. Are there flights that go that late? I'm like, couldn't you say it was 11 a.m. the next morning and it would make more sense? I get there's late night flights, but I don't know, I guess they would have to get a hotel room then. And, by the way, they're going to all those places, they're getting stuff, there's parts where they're walking around the park, they're getting drinks. Then you have to pay for admission to get Universal Studios, right? Where's the money coming from? Keenan, I'm assuming Keenan has money in his wallet from Morgan and Rigby's, but no, I don't know. So like I said, they get there, they use the payphone because this is 1999, and here's the thing: this is 1999. There were cell phones. They were expensive, but Kel's parents are doctors. He even says during the scene, during the scene at the airport, the metal detector, he's got a stapler. He says, "Oh, this is my mama. She's a brain surgeon." And I'm like, brain surgeon? They can afford to buy him a cell phone. I don't know if that's responsible enough for him to pass. I don't know, but and they use the payphone. Like I said, they call all that stuff. And I'm like, what are we gonna do in Hollywood? And he's like, well, David Allen Greer lives in Hollywood. And this starts an obsession with David Allen Greer that's only in this 2-part episode, and the payoff is fucking stupid. I never liked the payoff. I'm like, really? I mean, Kel is stupid, but this is no. This is moronic. We'll get to it. I do like though when we need to figure out what to do. Well, I know what we can do. Now, if you say David Allen Greer one more time, well, then I don't have any ideas. So they go to Universal Studios Hollywood. This is where you get the montage. And it takes up pretty much the rest of the first part, because then they find that someone's giving free tickets to the Julie Brown show. And I'm thinking, wow, they can, guess no one wanted to buy them? Free tickets to the Julie Brown show, and Kel's like, Keenan's like, so we have a flight to catch at 11. We make it, oh yeah, shoots at 4, we'll be out by 6. All right, it's a 2-hour show, or they just breaks in between, because talk shows are usually like an hour. She has 3 guests, so I don't know how long it takes to talk with her. And Kel is not sure until they mention David Allen Greer is going to be the guest on the show. And man, he's so excited. He's just going, David Allen, David Allen, His response is, well, I guess we're going to see the Julie Brown show. And that's where part 1 ends. Part 2, confusingly, begins with both of them once again walking out onto the stage. And I'm sitting here watching this. I haven't watched the whole show, and I went, that makes no sense. Because going back to that episode, Bye Bye Kenan, from season 3. Okay? 3 or 2, whatever it was. A 2-part. The end of part 1 is where Kenan leaves. And it ends with Kel at the Rockmore house with a giant painting or picture, whatever. And all alone. And part 2 starts with Kel coming out on the stage all alone because Kenan moved to Pumice, Montana and is not there. So it's assumed that this stage is in Chicago because Kel is there and Kenan is not. But they both walk out on the stage and I went, how are they there if they're supposed to be in Hollywood? Why not just start off where you picked up? Pick up where you left off, I mean. No, because they come out and he's like, I remember what happened. And he's like, oh, here. And they bring out a old CRT TV, or TV as it was at the time. And they show footage from the last one. So, oh, yeah, I remember now. And then they go to the show. So they're in line. There's a weird... Kenan does this thing where he walks down the stage to the other end of the stage, but Kel goes through the curtains, and there's a weird green screen thing where he walks onto the screen, and I'm just like, what? And so you walk to the front of the line with the tickets, and the guy's trying to tell me you have to go to the back of the line, but Kel pisses him off so much that he rips the tickets up and throws them on the ground. I feel that's illegal. Now I know they didn't pay for them, but I'm feeling like you can't do that. These people have tickets. You have to let them in, right? They're real tickets. I guess maybe, I don't know, just because Kel pissed it off. It could also be unnecessary, because the whole point is that they sneak in and walk around the place. They could still go in, and Kel goes the wrong way, so Kenan has to find him, and he's wandering around the place. You could still do that. You didn't need this whole thing, because the whole thing is that they have to get to the back of the building, escape from a dog, and get in the back door to walk around. They meet up with Bill Bellamy, their old buddy. In the episode, the star is Torn. Is that the one? Or is that the one with the Chicago Bulls guy? No, that's a different one. Whatever. The episode was that Bill Bellamy was coming into Rickney's every day at a certain point, and Kenan was trying to get class pictures taken. So he set it up that everyone can get their pictures taken. Kel messes it up, of course. And so he sets up to get the pictures taken with Bill Bellamy so he can get the class pictures taken. School pictures taken. Yeah. And of course, Bill Bellamy does not like them anymore, and he's not happy to see them. And he gets rid of all of his entourage that he has for some reason. And if you're wondering why Bill Bellamy, well, he's also the voice of Cousin Skeeter. Yeah, that's how they got him. My nose is really itchy right now. But, yeah. And Kel's trying to find David Allen Greer, but he finds orange soda, and he drinks it. I'm going to get a bottle. I'm not going to show you how to drink it because I'm not spilling water on my floor. I'm getting water. Here. I'm going to use this on a bottle of zero sugar Mountain Dew. He drinks it. He opens it up and drinks it like that. And he's trying very hard. It's like the director told him, okay, drink it like this, but don't get any on you. Not that it matters, because continuity with liquids, we're going to talk about it. Yeah. He's drinking like that, and the PA comes up, what are you doing? I'm drinking on soda, man. What are you doing? He's like, meh. And the guy's like, who are you people? And Kenan's like, this is David Allen Greer's hairdresser. Well, and who are you? I'm his hairdresser. He's like, yeah, man, your hair looks terrible. Why you have your hair cut like that? He goes, this isn't a cut. I'm bald. Oh, so you stuck with that? I like that line. So, they go to the makeup room, but Britney Spears is just sitting in there, and she believes they're hairdressers, so Kel messed up her hair, makes it green. Now, Keenan is very flustered to meet Britney Spears, he even faints for a minute. But, yeah. Britney Spears. It's very Nickelodeon. She would be on an episode of Nick Cannon show later. She was on all that, so I'm guessing she was on all that, but at the same time she shot this. Do both, you know. But yeah. Kel messes up her hair and they leave. He's like, man, we gotta get out of here before Britney Spears her hair. And she screams. So security is going after them now, and they hide at David Alan Grier's dressing room. Yes, so we're there. This is where Keenan calls Chris again. He doesn't answer. I should also mention there's a point where, I guess I'll get to it in a minute. But, so they get in there. Kel decides he has to wear David Alan Grier's suit. They turn on the TV, and they're watching what the Julie Brown show is doing right now. Right, what's going on. And then they hear David Alan Grier coming. Instead of taking off the suit, they go into the bathroom, in the shower. David Alan Grier comes in like, hey, my suit's not in here. And so he's like, whatever. Turns off the TV, walks in. He grabs a robe, walks in, turns the shower on. They both get wet. Say it again. They both get wet. Just one more time for clarity. They both get wet. David Alan Grier opens up the shower, and he's standing there just in a towel. He's not even in a towel because he was in the robe. So he's standing there, and Kel laughs and goes, hey, man, you naked. The second naked joke of the... But he is an adult, so they were 18 at this time. So, or at least over 18. He's probably not actually naked, but that was that. Did you hear that? Oh, the coin drop. It's a bye-bye man. I think it's it. 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 No. I'm drinking no soda, man. I'm gonna have to do a video. Drinking like a can of soda or something. I'll do it over a bucket or something. So I have a bucket. I'm my bucket. I can do that. I'll get a bottle of orange soda. I'll try to remember this for August because I'm recording in July right now. So when August comes around, after this date, I'll do a short. I'll try to remember to do a short. Anyway, so they come out of the shower and they're both completely dry. And I had to rewind it. I'm like, wait, they're dry. I rewound it. I watched it. They both get wet and they come out and they're both dry. And I'm like, what? And even David Alan Grier has a line there, like, they were both in my shower, showering in my suit. I'm like, yeah, do you see how wet they are? So, they run from David Alan Grier and end up on stage at the Julie Brown show. Now, Julie Brown talks about the Orange Soda Fest in Amsterdam, Europe. Why she would, I don't know. It's just a way to keep us updated on the Rockmores. So, I gotta go back because the Rockmores get to the hotel room and there's only 3 beds. Yeah, they didn't think. I get it. There's only supposed to be 3 characters in this, but again, you take this out. Where were Keenan and Kel gonna sleep? There's a bunk bed and 1 bed that breaks that Roger is gonna sleep on. There's only 1 hotel room. Where were Keenan and Kel gonna sleep? And if there was a second hotel room, why can't one of them sleep in there? But no, Roger's stuck with the broken one while the girls take the bunk beds. And then a bunch of people show up that Kel invited. Kel's not even there anymore. And we find out from Julie Brown that the Rockmores went to Orange Soda Fest because they show a picture of Roger getting orange soda dumped on him. And I'm like, wait, Why did they still go to Orange Soda Fest if Cal wasn't there? Wouldn't they just get a airplane ticket back to the U.S.? I don't understand. Why did they go? And we're done with Chris. We're done with them. There's no real finish with that. We don't see Chris beat the high score. We don't see him. I think he doesn't lose again and give up. No. There's no conclusion really, unless that whole thing with getting the orange soda on him was conclusion. No. I do like when they come in. It's, oh, it's Julie Brown. I met David Allen Greer. Oh, well, someone else I like to meet. 2 fine security guards, one of which is the one that Kel was made mad earlier. So, we already met that one. We should have got that, but we didn't. Apparently, then they run off. It cuts to. Oh, I do like. You did Allen Greer. Can I get you? Oh, I want to point out something. I almost messed it up. So, the whole end to this David Allen Greer joke with Kel never made any sense to me. So, they meet David Allen Greer, and Kel goes, "Hey, you're not David Allen Greer." "Yes, I am." "No, you're not David Allen Greer." "Kel, that's him. He was in Living Color, Jumanji, Blank Man, Boomerang. "Oh, I know you funny." He's like, no. I thought David Allen Greer was the guy who sang, "Hit Me Baby One More Time." That's Britney Spears. You know, that a hair green. "Oh yeah." I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. And why doesn't it make sense? Because the minute he saw Britney Spears, he should have thought that was David Allen Greer. And here's the joke: goes, "Oh, David Allen Greer," and he turns around and goes, "You're not David Allen Greer." But if he thought Britney Spears was David Allen Greer, he should have thought she was David Allen Greer when he saw her. This joke makes no sense at all. Anyway, apparently they got kicked out of Hollywood, which is apparently a thing that can happen. I could see Universal Studios, but oh, Hollywood. Okay? And they're on the plane to Amsterdam. They already, and Kel's talking about, I can't wait to get to Orange Soda Fest. And I'm like, you already missed it. They showed it on the show. They showed the picture of Roger. How many days is it? You already missed it. But no, they're not going to Amsterdam. They're going to Paris, France. And I do like the addition at the end when they come out on the stage. They're both wearing berets and have a mini Eiffel Tower in their hands. But yeah. Mikkel is upset because he didn't get to go to Orange Soda Fest. You still would have missed it. Anyway, but they got to go to Paris. They got to go to Hollywood, meet David Allen Greer, all that stuff. So, yeah. And then the episode ends. I don't remember what Keenan told me. I should have wrote it down. We had a thing, you know. Kel, this, and meet me in Mozambique or something like that. Because he wants to travel again. But yeah, this is a fun episode. I should also say this was supposed to be a Retro Rewind. I didn't do it for the Runaway Reptar either, but it is Retro Rewind. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun to watch. Some of it doesn't make any sense. Like the whole David Allen Greer. If he thought that Britney Spears was David Allen Greer, then why didn't he freak out when he saw her? The joke doesn't make sense. It would have made more sense if Britney Spears wasn't in the special and he made the joke after meeting him and said, "Oh, I thought you would have got to sing Oops, I Did It Again," or "Hit Me Baby One More Time." "Well, that's Britney Spears." "Oh, yeah. Well, who are you?" And he lit us, "Oh, yeah, I know you. You funny." That sort of thing. But the fact that they meet Britney Spears beforehand and he doesn't freak out and say, "Oh, it's David Allen Greer," because that's what he would think, it makes no sense. Joke has never made any sense to me. At all. Anyway, what are your thoughts on I Hear It Goes to Hollywood? Leave a comment on me. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.